All right, another really bad day today, and really trying to find just the peace in the market so I can come back tomorrow with a peace of mind. But I went 1 for 4 today with one winning trade, but that one winning trade did bring back a lot of my losses, and I got a little emotional in the middle of the day. So let's go over that quick. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we have this massive fair value gap from yesterday that we were in, and I thought we were going to respect and hit all-time highs up here, but that didn't quite happen. But we were still bullish on the day. So going down to the 1 minute time frame, looking for longs. Let me put on my executions because I don't quite remember where everything was. So okay, I'll just leave that on there. Hold on. So I was looking for longs and I was waiting for manipulation, but I didn't think that we were quite going to get a manipulation. So when we had this huge break through the highs with these candles up here, I was looking for a continuation trade because I thought that we were going to target all-time highs up here. And I thought maybe I'll mark out these lows also, sorry, going back a little bit, for manipulation to go higher. So I marked out those lows too. But going back to the 1 minute, to what I was talking about, looking for a continuation trade, and I saw a little manipulation here within a fair value gap. This was honestly a good trade for me, and then a displacement through these candle close highs. Honestly, a great trade, great continuation trade. I was super happy about that. I was kind of iffy because it was really early in the morning, so I had a late entry. I wanted to wait for the second candle to close, even though we had a displacement through the highs. But then I got in after that with longs. It was right in the middle of that with stop loss at the manipulation low, targeting all-time highs for a 1 to 2.6 about risk reward ratio, and obviously that didn't go very well. And all I needed was to break through highs at this point to pass my evaluation accounts, because all I needed was about $200-300 profit, and I wanted to go a little bit more into profit just to secure based off of commissions and stuff like that. So all I needed was to go through these highs up here, and that did not happen. So that kind of messed up my psychology for the day. And I was super down on myself after that. But then I thought, okay, we have very, very good bullish structure, and we're going to take all-time highs, so we'll look for more longs. So then again, I saw a manipulation here with this massive wick, and then a displacement through these highs, even though we had a down close candle again after. We had a displacement through the highs, but because of the down close candle after the wick, I did not like that entry, so I waited, and I thought I could get a continuation trade if it went higher, which is exactly what I tried to take here within this fair value gap that it made, and the big wick taking it out and displacement through these closed highs. I wanted to take a trade, and again, I wasn't super confident on it, so I waited one more candle, and I got in at this candle close, so at this candle open, so not like the price was the same. Taking longs there with these stops at the manipulation lows or continuation for value gap, whatever you want to call it, and take profit at all-time highs again with a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, a little more. But I was not stoked about this at all. I was very, very, very disappointed, actually, as you can tell, because it was a very quick loss, and this one really messed me up in my psychology, and I thought, wow, I'm really going to blow this evaluation account. This is not good. At like literally $200 to $300 in profit away from passing it. So that was not good whatsoever. So then I thought, okay, we had another sweep with this big candle. I am going to look for more longs, because the way I trade is, if the setup fails after 3 trades, then I don't do it anymore, and if it's still bullish, then I just get off the charts. But if it switches to bearish and looking for shorts, then I'll stay on the chart, and if I lose one more, then I'll get off. But that was my second one, and with my third one, again, I wanted to see I wanted to see a displacement because of this big manipulation period right here. I was basically liquidity on the last trades, but we saw a displacement, or not quite a break through the close high, but I still was very bullish, so I waited for another continuation trade, and within this equilibrium range, we hit equilibrium and then displaced through these highs through one candle, and I decided to wait for another candle just to get a little bit more confirmation for a higher probability. So I waited for the second candle, and as you can see, it went higher. So then I entered right after the close, so it was at the candle open at these, and stops at the equilibrium of the setup, and targeting all-time highs again for the third setup in a row for another 1-to-2 risk-reward ratio, full of 1-to-2 risk-reward ratios. I was up about, that was almost $2,000 on the evaluation accounts. It was about just above $1,000 on my Tradeify account that I'm still trading on until I get my first payout for Take Profit Trader. And then once it got up to here, and we kind of went on a run, a pretty good run, nothing crazy, I moved my stops to these lows. I'll move the thing out of the way. To these candle lows, and cut the risk in half. But there was just a huge wick that brought back to entry point, and then a big series of candles going down again after that for no real reason why. Like, we weren't any crazy area right here. Yeah, you could say it's an order block, but with all-time highs, resting liquidity, that's a way better draw than having to react based off of an order block. Plus, let me zoom out. Here on ES, it was rallying, it was just going up, versus NQ was kind of like a slow uptrend. So I'm like, okay, this is a very, very good confirmation. So this trade I was like not mad about whatsoever. But then after I got stopped out, I got annoyed and thought, like, I just went on TikTok just to like put my focus on somewhere else, and just scrolling through TikTok and having to see the live trades that people were taking. Somebody said that there was news that came out and there was like missile threats or something like that. I don't know how true that is, because I saw it on a TikTok live. You never know with those, but that would explain it. So very annoyed about that. Just random news came out and kind of destroyed the trade there. Because let's say there was news and that's what happened. If there wasn't news, I could very well see us going up to all-time highs and taking that out for a 1-to-2 risk-reward ratio, and then wipe away these losses down here and just go break even on the day. But obviously that didn't happen. So then I thought, don't know what just happened there, but then I thought, if there really is news and there's this huge candle down and displacement down, then there's got to be we got to switch to bearish now because of these huge candle down and then these wicks taking out all this liquidity. So then I was starting to look for shorts and reacted to the market instead of marrying to my bias there. And it's a little hard to see with the entry, with the execution markers there. But there's a fair value gap right here from this candle. And as you can see, the wick tapped into it and then we went lower. But obviously it wasn't a perfect like displacement through the lows, so I didn't enter yet. And I was very weary with the huge candle wick. I didn't know what to think of that, so I was kind of just waiting for an entry there. And then with a equilibrium tapped in here, with this series of candles going down, we came up, hit equilibrium, and then displaced through the lows right down here. So then I'm like, okay, equilibrium, like reacting off equilibrium and displacing through the lows, I'll take shorts. And I had a little bit of a late entry and got in at this candle open with the stops at, I had a little bit tighter stops. I only risked half of what I usually do, so 0.5%, because I usually risk 1%. But with tighter stops and not in great drawdown on the day, I de-risked looking for a better risk-reward ratio, targeting the manipulation lows all the way down here. And right now it's saying it's a 125, but I might have had a little bit later entry down here because in the moment it was a 124. It was right there. So it was about candle close price wise, but that was at the beginning of the candle. This is what the trade was. It was very, very good trade, not a like picture perfect trade, not an A+ setup whatsoever, but I did decide to take it and go based off of equilibrium, even though I usually don't do that because it's not my favorite confluence. But as you can see, it worked out very well, and I was more so just happy that I didn't marry to my bias and was able to react to the market and profit off that. So with the first 3 trades, I was down 3,000. And then with this, because I de-risked down to 500, I am down only $941.30 on the day. So yes, I could have risked my normal amount and made more and been profitable on the day, but you gotta have risk management. And if I did that, then I'm sure I would have got emotional and overtraded and leveraged. Let's say I had a loss on this, I would have completely blown the evaluation account, and I would not have been happy with that, obviously. So I had de-risked, and I told myself after this trade, no matter what happens, I'm getting off no matter what, because the main thing about trading, 90% of trading is all about psychology and how you take losses and all that stuff. So yes, great trade here, or great outcome, not necessarily the best trade. Not super happy about that, but the this trade, the third trade that I had up here, targeting all-time highs, I was very happy about this trade. I wasn't mad, especially when I heard news came out. Like that was a good trade for me, so I wasn't mad about that. It was just the second trade here I was not happy about, because that was kind of forced. I won't lie to you. So don't take what I said about the second trade and apply it to your trading, because that was not a good trade. That was a very forced trade, and I wanted to just enter into the market because I thought we were going to all-time highs. And I was kind of looking for a trade instead of just letting the trade come to me. But with this first trade up here, I was very happy about that trade because it was actually an A+ setup, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. And yes, there's a lot of consolidation and choppiness here now, but in the beginning of the market, after I saw this huge move up, after not taking out lows and ES rallying, I was like, okay, this is a good trade. We're going to go to all-time highs. I was very confident on it, but obviously you don't have a 100% win rate in trading. But I'm just, with this trade, I just got to focus on keeping my mind in the right place so I'm not getting FOMO, getting greedy, over trading, revenge trading, whatever it is. I got to just trust in the process and know that over time I am profitable. And over this month, if I just follow my rules and stay disciplined, I will be profitable and still make money. So I just got to keep that in mind, and I'm trying to tell myself so I can still have a good day today without obsessing over this. So, yeah, and it really helps me with knowing that God and Jesus is on my side, and I need to get my peace from Him and just rely on Him for my happiness. So that's what I will be reminding myself, and I'm sure that can help a lot of you guys with your psychology when you have a losing trade. And just keeping a peace of mind and knowing that it's about the process and trusting in God's plan. So, yeah, I hope you can learn from this today. Learn from my mistakes. I will be trying to learn from it, not force any trades in the future, staying disciplined and trusting in the plan. So, yeah, got a little bit of school today. I have a final presentation for one class, and then I have a final in another class, so gotta lock in on that. But that's what I got going on for the rest of the day, so I will be keeping a peace of mind and be ready to come back tomorrow, ready to make money.